what's up everyone? So Sony is working very hard on the firmware update 4.0 for the PlayStation 4, and some seems to believe that PlayStation 3 backwards compatibility will be one of its features. Stay tuned for more. So if you read forums regarding the new firmware update, you actually can see that what sort of new features the actual PlayStation 4 owners would like to see. So obviously they come with different features like, PlayStation 2 Classics, change of PSN ID, store wishlist, the custom backgrounds, two-step identification on the store and the PlayStation 4, etc., or folders. And funny enough, I did see some people actually requesting PlayStation 3 backwards compatibility. And here's the issue with this. Okay, so when Xbox One got its Xbox 360 backwards compatibility, obviously, apart from the fact that most of the PlayStation 4 owners were screaming, nobody needs backwards compatibility, who would like to play old games? Well, apparently there are still quite a lot of people who likes to play, especially their own games that they paid for a while ago, and they would still like to play them. Which obviously there's quite a lot of good examples of, like Red Dead Redemption or Black Ops, which were actually added to the backwards compatibility list on Xbox One, and their sales numbers actually grow, like sometimes even like 11,000%. So there is still demand for that kind of games. So now that's one thing, but the other thing is that many actually did also say that no, that's not really possible because of technical issues, because PlayStation 4 is not powerful enough, and the PlayStation 3 cell processor is so complicated that it's not possible to emulate it and stuff. And you know what I've got to say to all of these people? Bullshit. And here's the best proof I can give you. It is possible to emulate cell processor, and cell processor is actually already emulated on PC. And it's not done by like some big corporation that has like hundreds or thousands of programmers that are working 24/7 on cracking the cell processor architecture and how to actually create an emulator. No, it's done by amateurs. Okay, sorry, it's not done by amateurs, because obviously amateurs would not be able to do it, but it's done by professional people that dedicated their own free time after work time, right, to actually work on the project, right? So I'm actually not entirely sure how many people work on it, but it's not any like a official company or something. This is just basically a free project, right? You can get actually the PlayStation 3 emulator on PC for free, and it works, really. Obviously, it took them at least good couple of years to actually crack the whole architecture, how to make it work and stuff. But we're talking about people that doing it as a hobby, really, and that's done without any official documentation from Sony, without any official support from Sony. So they had to figure out everything themselves. So if they could do it without any support, do you really believe that Sony would not be able to pull it off? Sony with all their resources, Sony with all their programmers, I mean, come on, that's basically plain stupid. So this argument that it's not possible to do on PlayStation 4 is just basically pile of bullshit, right? And the only reason why we're not having a backwards compatibility on PlayStation 4 is the very fact that Sony do not really want to do it. Because it does not benefit them at all. Because in Sony's eyes, what's the point of giving us something for free, and obviously they would have to research it, they would have to work on it, dedicate some resources towards it, which costs money. So that for them that would be basically a waste of money. But they do have enough resources to bring all the PlayStation 2 classics to to PlayStation 4. So they were able to make a PlayStation 2 emulator without any issues, right? But hey, here's the thing: you have to pay $15 for every bloody PlayStation 2 classic, even though you own it already, even if you own it digitally, even if you own it physically on a disc. Sony doesn't care. You want to play PlayStation 2 classics on the PlayStation 4? Pay it again. Pay again. So that's the main reason why Sony will never ever bring backwards compatibility to PlayStation 3. And even if they do, because as I said, technically it's more than possible. It's been achieved already on PC, as I said. Oh, just to all of you that will say that I'm talking out of my ass, right? Check this emulator. It's called RCPS, I believe, 3. It's fully working emulator. Obviously, it still needs some work done because, as I said, it's being created by people who do that dedicate their own free time to do it. They do it, without any extra charge. They're not being paid for that. So, obviously, it will take them a while to do it, just like any other, emulator on the PC. But they were able to do it, so Sony can do it as well. But they will not do it because that will not benefit them at all. Unless, as I said, that would have to be some sort of a paid game or something, paid emulator or something. I mean, they may as well just basically, create the same thing as with the PlayStation 2 classics, create a PlayStation 3 classics. But they don't really need an emulator for that. Well, actually, we do have that already. Look at all the remasters, so-called remasters, because when I see remaster word on the package, it basically makes me angry. Remaster, for me, is a game that obviously you've got some assets, you've got the story, you've got the characters and everything, and you actually create a new game. I mean, technically speaking, a new game on a probably new engine with a better graphics, better sound, sound, music, etc., etc., and maybe some added value. But why to bother? It's better to release games like Last of Us, like God of War, like Beyond Two Souls, like Heavy Rain. All these games are not remasters. All these games are actually HD versions of the very same games. Okay, well, some may argue, yeah, but they've got a little bit better textures. Did you see? And they've got better resolutions. You know what? If I run any game on my PC emulator, I can actually, via emulator, I can actually bump up the resolution to 1080p, and it works fine as well. Just one click. That's how difficult it is. Okay, obviously, when they're actually, releasing a HD edition, it's probably a little bit more work to it, right? But you got my point. It doesn't cost them anything, really, and they charge you like a full price for the game that already been sold on PlayStation 3, and they actually charge you the very same. No, don't get me wrong, all these games are really good games, especially Last of Us. I love this game, and I hope that I'll see Last of Us 2 shortly as well, because that's one of the best games I ever played on PlayStation 3, really. Honestly, I really do. I cannot really recommend it enough. And obviously, with that kind of games, I can argue that maybe this is for people that never owned PlayStation 3. that's fine. But that's basically one of the reasons why you will not see the actual emulator on PlayStation 4, because Sony would not actually benefit of it at all. And there's actually one more thing to it. PlayStation Now. PlayStation Now is the streaming service that actually offers you something around 400 PlayStation 3 titles, right? And obviously that's cost money as well. You need to pay subscription to actually play those games. So obviously that benefits Sony. So what they will tell you, okay, you know what? You want to play PlayStation 3 games? Get PlayStation Now. You've got 400 titles there. Yes, but you have to pay subscriptions, which doesn't come cheap. I check that. I mean, depending on how long you want to buy the subscription, so it's not cheap. Go check that yourself. And obviously there is a limited availability as well, because it's not available worldwide yet. I know that it's available in States. I know that it's available probably in Japan, I think. I know that a couple of European countries has been added to the actual service support as well. So so at the end of the day, I would be really surprised, honestly, I would be really surprised to see Sony actually announcing PlayStation 3 games backwards compatibility on PlayStation 4. Because, as I said, because of the business reasons, not the technical reasons, so don't give me this shit that it's not doable on PlayStation 4. If those guys on PCs without any budget, without hardly any free time on their hands, if they could do it, Sony would be able to do it as well, right? So that's what it is. It's business as usual. And I mean, I would like to see the backwards compatibility on PlayStation 4 because that's that's added value. I'm actually for the and I'm what, I would even not mind paying for some of these games, but not full amount. For the games that I never actually played, for the games that I never owned, I never paid, I would be able to, I would be fine with paying it. But but what about all the people that actually paid for that game already? And some of them already actually own the games both digitally and on physical discs as well. So what? Sony wants them to pay third time? I think that's a bit too much to me. But anyway, that actually was a bit of rant which I didn't really want to sort of make. But these are actually the reasons why PlayStation 3 backwards compatibility will never come to PlayStation 4. Just forget about it. And the other thing is that as of the next, don't want to say next gen consoles, but with Neo and any consoles that will probably follow Neo, hopefully there's not going to be any backwards compatibility issues, because the whole idea of the iterative upgrades, hardware upgrades, is that obviously the more powerful consoles will be able to run all the the previous games without any issues, because that's pretty much the same family, similar architecture. I don't want to say the same because that's not really the case, but very similar architecture, the same family of CPU, GPU and stuff. So making it work on the more powerful hardware shouldn't be a problem, as long as it runs on the very same operating system and stuff, right? Just like Windows, right? If you own a $10,000 dollars PC, you can without any issues run the games that are 15 years old, as long as they were actually created for the compatible operating system. So probably Microsoft Windows XP, I would say, right? Not entirely sure about 98, or DOS, it's not even working anymore. But anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in and obviously sharing all my videos with others. I really do appreciate that. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, hit the like button. Let me know what you think about it. Comment in the comment section below. Hit the like button, subscribe, and you take care. Bye.